Hiya guys, how's everyone doing? I've not been online for the last week. If you haven't noticed, I've been in something called YouTube jail. I got put in YouTube jail. I'm gonna do a video on it and show you the reason why I got put in YouTube jail. But this isn't the time nor the place for this. This is a video that I recently found from a guy called Aston Knight, and he is a subcontractor that was allowed to go and work. I have to use my words very, very carefully. He was a subcontractor that was allowed to go and work inside one of the new guests, we'll call them, the new country's guest hotels, and he's going to show us exactly what they're hiding from us. We always wonder why no journalists, no citizen journalists, no one is ever allowed inside these hotels. When they do try to go in, they get shooed away by security. Watching this video, you're going to understand why. Alright, so let's just get into the video, and I can assure you this, yous are going to be pretty peeved off when you see this.
The Copthorne Hotel, situated in West Sussex near Gatwick, is a 16th century Grade 2 listed building. Formerly open to the public as a 4-star hotel, it is now one of the largest sites of the UK government's controversial migrant hotel scheme, a scheme which costs the UK taxpayer over £8 million a day and over £2.5 billion a year. And it was the
Now that's the cost that they're telling us, but there's more costs that are added in that they're not telling us, which Aston's going to let us know about.
Target of recent riots across the nation. Copthorne houses more than 520 illegal immigrants from many different nations, backgrounds and walks of life who have made the dangerous and often perilous journey across continents to reach the UK in search for a better life for them and for their families. I'll be spending the next 3 months living here amongst them and the on-site staff with an unprecedented access to every single room in the hotel, from the bedrooms and boardrooms to the kitchens and canteens, the offices, even the janitor's closets, and documenting for the public to see the conditions that are being facilitated by that tax money and how these humans are being treated and how they're living when they finally arrive upon the shores of this land here where they've risked so much to reach. I'm Aston Knight, and I'm the host of the Humanity Podcast for those of you that don't know and who are new to the channel. So if that's you, welcome to the page. And for those of you that have been with me for a while now, or from the very beginning, welcome back to the show. It's not exactly a podcast that I have lined up for you today, folks, but I do hope that you enjoy it nonetheless. Anyway, let's get to it. So as you arrive at Copthorne, the first thing that you're greeted by is a member of the 24-hour security team that works there. They'll take down your name, your license plate details, and radio through to the management, at which point your access to the hotel will be granted or denied. They no longer challenge me because they've gotten to know me by now, but for the first week or so, I had quite a lot of troubles trying to access the hotel. Cheers, mate. I took a little drive around here just to show the scope of the grounds that are reachable by car. Just to note, there is no restrictions to access and egress for the residents, or as the staff call them, service users. The service users can come and go as they please, but access to the
Service users, really. Look at this place. This place is absolutely beautiful.
public is strictly prohibited unless you've been authorised for some business or the other. The use of hotels to house asylum seekers began back in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic as a temporary measure to isolate new arrivals. As the pandemic created limitations on the already overcrowded traditional asylum accommodation centres where social distancing measures were becoming increasingly difficult to observe, manage and maintain, hotels were considered a safer option. By August 2020, around 8,000 people were in accommodation in hotels. However, the scale and cost increased over time due to higher arrivals, with numbers as high as 50,000 in the scheme by 2022, when the then Home Secretary Suella Braverman and other government officials acknowledged for the first time that the use of hotels was unsustainable economically in the long term. In response, the government
If
explored...
they're unsustainable in the long term, why are they still being used? And why are we using 4 and 5-star hotels? This is something that really is confusing me.
Alternatives, including the use of empty military barracks and offshore processing, like the controversial Rwanda scheme, which has since been scrapped by Keir Starmer's Labour Party.
Yeah, thanks,
The
Keir.
migrant hotel scheme, initially a temporary fix, has become a focal point in the UK's ongoing debate over asylum policy and migration management. A focal point and a
And the thing is, we wouldn't be so annoyed if we got to see, what our tax money is going to, what our tax pounds are actually paying for. So it's good that this guy's doing this and allowing us Joe Public to see what exactly our taxes are going on.
controversial one at that, and not least due to the actual figures and cost. Figures like £8.2 million a day, which is £2.9 billion a year, can just kind of turn into sounds and turn the brain into mush for some people. So to put that cost into perspective for a second, in fact, let's take seconds just to highlight the difference between a million and a billion, for instance. A million seconds, if you were to convert it into days, works out at 11.5 days. Whereas if you do the same with a billion seconds, it's no longer days. A billion seconds is 31.7 years, which does give me some level of empathy towards the general angst towards the scheme from the public while we're going through a cost of living crisis, while the government has just stripped the winter fuel payments for so many pensioners and turned their back on the waspy women, and just the general state of the country with grocery prices and energy prices and the kind of things we have to listen to when we tune in for a parliamentary debate these days.
Dave Dugan. Mr Speaker, before the election, this Prime Minister said he would lower energy bills by £300. Since he took office, they've gone up by £149. He said he would protect the winter fuel payment, but now he's in power, he stripped it off our pensioners. And he said he lined up for many photos with waspy women, saying he'd have their backs, and he's just betrayed them in the most scandalous way possible. This is now the defining characteristic of this one-trick phony Prime Minister who says one thing and does another.
Anyway, let's start in the morning, where breakfast is served between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. And you can eat as much as you like at breakfast, and that's the same with lunch and dinner. You can take...
Wouldn't it be nice to be able to open your cupboards? Most of us can't even afford to buy shopping that we can afford to eat breakfast, lunch and dinner. But wouldn't it be nice that you can just eat as much as you want? And he's going to show you what's offered for breakfast, lunch and dinners.
Multiple plates.
What's the moan about,
and if you fancy having 10 eggs for your breakfast, take 10 eggs.
Here's a guy here.
What's on the...
Yep, 10 eggs, toast, beans, tomatoes, you name it. And look at what they're served in. Silver platter dishes.
New hash browns, beans, hash browns, salad, eggs, tomatoes, lovely. Yum. So with bellies full from a good hearty breakfast, it's now time for parents and children to start gathering at the main reception to await a stream of minibuses and taxis which begin to arrive to take the children off to school for the day. This whole process goes on over a course of a good couple of hours because there's primary school children, middle school children, A-level students, college students, university students, and they all get taxis.
Not that I'm saying children don't deserve education, they do. But the taxi service and any taxi services that these guys need to go to are also funded by the taxpayer.
Is paid for to take them to and from school to various different locations. So mum and dad wave and kiss the kids goodbye, and off they go to school. And here there are hidden costs, because not only is the cost of a state education, along with taxis to and from school and free school meals and school uniform and textbooks and stationery, not included in the figures for the cost of the hotel scheme budget.
They hide it.
It's hard to know what the hidden cost is to having an influx of so many new students, some of them who have been through extreme trauma, some of whom, or many of whom, have English as a second language, with all these extra needs on an already strained system, with overcrowded classrooms, issues with bullying, issue with underfunding, issues with low grades. I want to make it clear this is not to put the blame on these poor children who have made this dangerous journey across the Channel, but on successive governments' failures to deal with the country. So when the chaos and congestion of the school run is finally over for the morning, the trucks begin to roll in. A stream of vans, lorries and trucks enter into the hotel, bringing with them various goods and services.
Every
They're dropping
day.
things like baby food and bottles and Huggies for the 100+ babies that live on site. Over 10 babies having been born to parents whilst living here at the Copthorne Hotel. Fruits and veg, food for the kitchens.
The guy said in an interview that I saw that people are actually getting pregnant on purpose while being at the hotel so their children can get British citizenship. He said he was approached by 2 different women availing themselves in order to impregnate them, and he just said like no, like because he's got a girlfriend and stuff. So that's all I'm saying, that he said that what happens here.
Things like laundry services to come and collect the literal mountains worth of bedding and laundry that accumulates at regular intervals throughout the day as housekeeping staff go about their duties. There's also the need for basic toiletries, toilet roll, toothbrushes, toothpaste, shower gels, soap, etc. The housekeeping staff start their shifts early for the morning and go about their business. Cheers, brother.
So the guests, they don't even need to clean their rooms. They have housekeeping staff that go in, clean their rooms for them, change their beds every day, take out any rubbish that's even just thrown on the floor. So when the guests come back, their rooms are nice, spick and span. And what he was talking about is that this isn't teaching people how to live self-sufficiently, as in cleaning their homes, because not everybody walks into a house and their bed's made. Not everybody walks into a house and their bedrooms and their living accommodations spick and span. Therefore, like I personally think they should be keeping and the rooms clean themselves and making their own beds, because it teaches people, it just teaches people how to be self-sufficient.
Our diligent and hard-working staff, and they're tasked with cleaning the whole hotel, collecting all the rubbish from the service users, changing the bedding and cleaning the rooms. And there are literally hundreds of rooms in the hotel, so it's no small task. It does lead me to wonder what the impact might be, particularly on some of the younger residents who come across on the boats, to spend sometimes years of your life not having to cook your own food, make your own bed, clean your own room, and just throw rubbish on the floor and it's collected. I'm not sure what impact that might be having on the development long-term of some of these young children. Bananas, apples, milk.
Develop laziness.
What else you got out there? Crunch Valley. And just to be clear, this fruit, milk, Nature Valley chocolate bars, apples, bananas, oranges, these are not part of breakfast, lunch or dinner. These are just snacks throughout the day. So to look inside some of the bedrooms, I have been quite surprised at the level of luxury that is enjoyed by many of the residents who live at Copthorne Hotel. When I thought of the term illegal migrant hotel, I definitely had a far less luxurious accommodation in my mental image. Perhaps what I found more surprising is the level of affluence of some of the residents themselves as well. Perhaps that was quite naive, though, as we all know that money talks in this world and you don't make it across continents for free or paying the criminal gangs, sometimes many thousands.
So what he's saying is that that it costs thousands of pounds to just to get across the channel. And he notices in the rooms there is gold jewellery, sometimes encrusted with diamonds. There is a crap ton of designer clothing, and where are they getting the money to like buy all this stuff? So he is saying that yeah, like they're more. He thinks that these people are more affluent than they're letting on. That they're paying like the smugglers, but they've also got money, maybe in bank accounts or whatever, when they get over here, that they're able to access and live this kind, in order to buy all these luxury goods.
Dollars for the passage across the channel and for things like fake passports for others who came over by plane. The service users are all given a mobile phone with a Home Office app on when they arrive in the UK, along with an ID card. Each of the
He also said that the mobile phones that they're given a choice of either an iPhone or a Samsung. I would love to be able to, I don't know, like, have someone say to me, what kind of phone would you like, Angela? Would you like a nice brand new iPhone, or would you like a nice brand new Samsung? Oh, how hard would that be to choose, you know? Oh, honestly, it's unbelievable, unbelievable.
rooms has landline telephones as well, en suites, desk areas. They all have
Landline
a little
telephones.
personal fridge in each of the bedroom, storage space for clothes, wardrobes, and the like, and living areas in most rooms.
So this is a room for a family. So the reason he's unprecedented access is because he's a carpenter, and because the residents are turning the heating up full blast. It is warping the fire doors, so they have to be changed every month. Wouldn't that be nice if our old age pensioners were able to turn their their heating up full blast to keep nice and warm, and then also have a yummy full English breakfast, with as much food as they could eat, just to like fill their tummies. Then all these snacks, as you've seen that he showed, that are available throughout the day, where the guests can just help themselves to. These are all free to the guests.
Key fob that I've been given not only opens all of the bedroom doors, but also all of the service room doors, all of the laundry storage room doors, all of the boardrooms, all of the offices, basically every door in the hotel. So throughout my stay here, I will be peeking behind every single door that exists in the hotel.
That's a jacuzzi tub. A jacuzzi tub. How I would love to be able to like lie my head back in that. I have problems with like arthritis. That would be amazing if I could just like, yeah, that lappy luxury. Lappy luxury. This is a 4-star hotel.
There is free Wi-Fi throughout the entire hotel for
really?
staff and for residents. And on top of that, residents have control over the radiators and heating in their rooms, so they can turn that up full for.
He also, the landlines in the rooms are working, and they're not just like open to just phone British numbers. He tested it, and they're open, that can phone numbers from outside the country. So that's another hidden cost because he tested it out and used it to try to ring a friend in America's number. He told them not to answer it because he didn't want to add to the cost. But when he dialed the number in, yeah, it rang, and so the guests are able to phone their cousins, whatever, I don't know, in all the countries that they come from. Probably, I don't know what they're saying to them. Probably how great it is and everything that they're getting for free. I'm not too sure. I can only speculate that.
As long as they like. In addition to the luxury of the rooms and being given mobile phones and ID cards, service users also get given a cash card and a weekly allowance to spend. All these things said in mind, I found it surprising that the landline phones in each of the rooms works as well. So service users can use these to ring their home countries and speak to family members for as long as they like. It seems almost an excessive expenditure, given the provisions already.
So the landlines are open so they can phone people and be on the phone as long as they like. Can you imagine how much that as an extra cost is going to tally up? That's going to be hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of pounds every, if not more, every single month. But we're not told about that. We're not that seems to be hidden to us.
For. This does lead me to have some empathy for the voices that speak out in criticism of the hotel scheme, and we can listen to a few of the voices against the scheme now.
If you break our laws by arriving in the country illegally, you get a phone, you get a cash card, you get a hotel room, you get private healthcare, you get a place in local schools. It's not only that, it's that I wake up this morning and I read the government advisor to the Labour Party is saying, if you arrive in Britain illegally, we should also give you a job. I mean, you might as well put a big sign on the White Cliffs of Dover in neon lights saying if you arrive illegally, we'll let you stay. It's the opposite of what we should be doing. We need to have a deterrent, not an incentive.
Do you think this is deterring people from coming to the UK, or do you think that this is driving people to come to the UK? I would say it is driving people to the UK because I'm even thinking about getting on a boat and rowing into Dover because I want this life. I want to live a life like this where I don't have to worry about any bills, where I can get a free phone, free square meals a day, snacks, room service. I don't even have to pick up my dirty clothing. I could just leave them lying because a maid will come along and do all that for me. Free taxi services. Don't have to worry about my phone bill costs. Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything. Plus, we have to wait in the NHS for months and months and months, sometimes weeks even, to get a doctor's appointment. Not them. They get private healthcare, which means they get anything that happens at the hotel. It's private ambulances, private doctors. They get even mental health care workers. You name it, they get it.
So that was Matt Goodwin speaking at the party conference for Reform UK, who are a political party probably with the loudest voice in the room in British politics at the moment on issues of migration and criticism of successive governments' migration policy. Their leader, the controversial figure Nigel Farage, was formerly the leader of UKIP, who were largely responsible for bringing about the referendum which saw Great Britain leave the European Union through Brexit.
Yeah. So
he
we
is
can
good friends
control
with the
our
United
borders.
States President Donald Trump. He's recently been through an on-off online bromance with tech billionaire Elon Musk, who was flirting with the ideas of donating up to $100 million worth of campaign finance funds to reform UK in the next UK general election, causing a lot of controversy. However, it seems like they've fallen out recently over another voice and controversial figure on migration policy in the UK and the migrant hotel scheme, the controversial figure Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson being largely put on the radar, I think, across the pond from having done some of the podcast rounds, including being on the likes of Jordan Peterson's podcast. And before we move on and meet some of the staff at Copthorne Hotel, me and my younger brother actually got the opportunity on the 30th of June 2011 to actually interview Nigel Farage on the streets of London.
There's also going to be something that you're going to notice about the hotel staff. I want to see if you guys can figure it out.
In a general strike. I'll play a little clip of that and then we'll move on and meet some of the Crown Lodge Copthorne Hotel staff team.
But did we go through, better job prospects for people, increased living standards? Yes. We're now going through a period, massively. Overall,
everything. They were throwing credit at people. They were sending letters through the door saying,
and in fact, the credit boom, the real credit boom,
which was disgusting,
came later.
You're not aware of the fact that the bank is in control of all of that, like the IMF and that. They perpetually
people don't care about us.
Listen. Actually, if you lend people lots of money and they then can't pay you back, you've got them with the balls.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
No, I do understand that. And I've become more and more worried about it over the last 2 or 3 years.
But there are a lot of people in politics at the moment worrying about this.
No, because they don't understand it.
Beer. Okay, what time? He is going.
So let's meet some of the staff. The gentleman holding the phone is Wasim, site manager. The gentleman on the phone is Faizan.
Faizan?
He lives in a super nice place. It's like an apartment in front of the beach.
And that is Ishmael.
Ishmael?
Hey, Mr. Chaiwala. We're going to go down there. Chaiwala.
And they're all members of Crown Lodge who run the hotel.
Tell him to bring some beer for you.
Bring it.
Tomorrow.
Bring it tomorrow.
Where are the staff that used to work at the Crown Lodge? Where are the staff that used to work for the Crown Lodge? It seems to me like where are the British workers that used to work for the Crown Lodge?
On the hotel on behalf of the Home Office.
Beer
Of
and
course you
whiskey.
do.
Having fired all of the original hotel staff when it became a migrant hotel.
You got to get me the good
Almost like
stuff.
migrants looking after migrants, isn't it? That's how it almost feels.
Remy Martin. Anyway, Chaiwala, what's it like working in a migrant hotel?
Who's Chaiwala?
You.
No, I'm not Chaiwala. I'm site manager.
What's it like being a site manager of a migrant hotel?
Is it good, Mike?
You love it?
With Chaiwala.
Good money, so
Faizan.
I didn't get delivery till now.
You're on multiple screens. This is crazy.
Any uniform, right? Nothing from
God damn it.
You bring me the booze when you come back tomorrow, yeah? Good man. Good man. What do you find it? How do you find it working in this migrant hotel?
I find it really good.
You love it?
I do love it with my soul.
Good because you get to help people?
Yeah, every day, every second of the day.
Yeah.
There is site manager Wasim washing himself in preparation for prayer. The vast majority of Crown Lodge staff and the security team are all Muslim. There is a mosque that has been made in one of the previous boardrooms in the hotel, and service users and staff all pray together in the mosque. There is Ismail. I did find it rather odd that there wasn't separate prayer facilities for staff and service users. I understand the advantages of having people that speak
I
fast.
find that odd as well, because you think there would be a level of professionalism where the staff who are running this hotel wouldn't treat it, would have a level of separation between them and the guests, but it doesn't look like it here, does it? Because they're all in prayer together.
And Arabic and can have that cultural rapport like between service users and staff, but I did find that perhaps there's not quite the same level of professional dynamics that you would expect between staff and service users in a migration management facility. So on top of the daily operational tasks such as deliveries, staff also have to deal with cases like this young gentleman who is peacefully protesting on a hunger strike and all that comes with it, with the mental health care workers and ambulance staff that have to come in. There's almost like another hidden cost here, I suppose, to the scheme, which is public services in general, particularly the NHS and the police and private ambulances. There's also midwives, crisis team workers, mental health care workers, social workers. And there's multiple visits every day from multiple different public services that have to deal with all sorts of issues, from assaults and sexual assaults and drugs and gangs to pregnancies and injuries. All of this, which is obviously not covered in the figures of the cost of the scheme.
How do you feel?
You can make complaints. Now, my daughter got to sleep at night when
you're going to have to go to the NHS and tell them that you're going to, there's nothing we, that
this is a guy here that wants to go to the hospital right away and wants to be seen by a doctor right away. Normally they have doctors at the hotel, but they're only there 2 or 3 times a week. And he needs to go to accident emergency. Now he's demanding that he go to the hospital and be seen right away. One of the staff's explaining to him that that's not how it works in Britain. You have to go to A&E, wait your turn, and then you'll be called and then you'll be seen by a doctor. But he wants seen right away. And it's because of, it seems to me to because of all the privileges that they get. When they want something, they get it like that he expects to go to an NHS hospital, and as soon as he walks in the door, yeah, he's going to get a room and be seen by a doctor ASAP.
And this is what I'm saying, my son was in hospital for a week and it took a whole year for him to be seen by a clinician. A whole year we were worrying about him. Unless there's nothing we can do, it's just the way it is. The NHS is very overworked.
Oh yeah, they get music lessons as well. Wonder who pays for that.
As well as the catering and laundry and public services that come external to the hotel, there is also other providers such as people that come in groups and teams that bring with them musical instruments so that residents of Copthorne can have access to musical tuition and musical instruments and jam and have entertainment throughout the day. So there is provision for entertainment that also comes in the form of external services that come to the hotel.
I have to stress, these aren't people that have just came here on boats. These are people that have came here on, they've bought fake passports and came to Britain using the fake passports. So like people, a lot of the people with children and stuff, They've not like plopped their kids like on these boats and stuff. They've paid thousands and thousands of pounds for people to like make fake passports for them in order for them to get into the UK, and then they'll claim asylum. Pool table. Oh, nice ping pong table. Nice.
So aside from music for entertainment, there is other provisions as well, like access to multiple different types of sports equipment, including cricket. This does come at a slight expense because it tends to smash all of the glass out of the lamps in the back car park where they like to play, but who can argue with sports? I mean, seriously, I don't like cricket. I love it. In stark contrast to the relative luxury enjoyed by the service.
Now, this is the room that they've given this guy. This is the room. So remember back to the nice luxury accommodation that these guests have got. This is the room that they gave this guy to live in. Look at this.
Used as a Copthorne hotel in the staff accommodation block, where I have kindly been gifted a room for the duration of my stay. It is anything but a luxurious 4-star hotel. The rooms are like boxes. There's no Wi-Fi, no televisions. The signal is terrible. Here's the laundry room. It's hard to understate how basic the accommodation is for the staff that live on site in Copthorne Hotel. There's the kitchen, basic facilities. To look into the bathrooms. Look at those little sinks above the toilets.
I've never seen that before.
Actual bathroom.
Sink above the toilet.
The water pressure is low. That is the living area that you can briefly see there. The shower comes out as a trickle. The living area, as you could probably see just briefly there, is actually covered in maintenance gear because they're actually doing up the upstairs staff rooms to accommodate more asylum seekers.
What they done was the upstairs of the hotel, they were using for staff areas to just give them, because they're working in the hotel for months and months at a time, so just to give them a little level of comfort. So they've got a TV, they've got access to Wi-Fi. Now, to make more money, the guys that you see that we said earlier that run the hotel booted the staff out of those bedrooms and stuck them in these ones so they can fit more new guest arrivals into those rooms. What do we call that? Greed. Absolute greed.
To make more money. So to look inside my room, it is literally a box with a bed and a sink. It's like prison.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And there is the staff block smoking area.
What a mess.
Anyway, regardless of the atrocious accommodation that I've been given, there's never a dull day here, and it's always interesting meeting some of the residents.
What are you doing? You come over on the boat?
I'm going on the boat, yeah.
From Sudan? And now you got the visa?
I get visa, yeah. I have right in the country now.
Well,
you want to see how I'm coming here?
Welcome to the UK. Yeah, show me.
Let me show you.
That's an iPhone. An iPhone. I thought like when you're skinning and stuff, you know, like things like smoking and that's a luxury. But yeah, he's got a nice brand new iPhone. It's like an iPhone 15 Pro Max. I know my iPhones. Yeah. Retail cost for them just under what, two grand? Brand new.
That's how I'm coming here.
That is amazing.
This is
Dangerous.
dangerous. 5 days, no water, no food.
How much does it cost?
Money?
Yeah.
$3,000.
3,000?
3,000
Or US dollar?
dollars.
US dollar.
This is wild.
The war, yeah. Here when the police get us here, where? Here we are, take some fun when we get.
Yo.
Yeah, we are happy now.
Party.
We are safe now. We on the big boat now.
Well, let me say, welcome to England. Congratulations on getting your visa.
Thank you so much, brother.
Take care, bro.
Has a visa.
And so 3.5 hours after breakfast ends, lunch begins.
Let's see what it is.
So, the lunch menu. Curry. Yes, chips, as said. What's on the menu? Chicken curry? Have a look. Oh yes. You having a plate, are you?
Nice. I wish I had that now.
Naan breads. Yeah.
Naan bread.
Oh yes. Pasta. What else?
Pasta.
Pasta. Just pasta. They also do sandwiches, onion bhaji's, chicken nuggets, chips. All sausages have to be halal, so they're beef sausages. There's no pork allowed on site at all, so there's no bacon that you'll ever find at breakfast. Regardless of the food that is provided,
you can eat as much as you want. So you could go up to that kiosk and get, I don't know, like 5 plates of curry if you wanted. Then you can go up and you can get 5 sausages, some chicken nuggets, chips. Yeah, just fill your tummy right up. And meanwhile, people in Britain are sitting starving and using food banks. And even at that, if you're skin and can't afford food, you're only entitled to 3 food banks a year, and the food banks that you get, they give you enough that some of the food's out of date, and they'll give you enough that'll last 3 days. They'll give you some pasta, they'll give you a tiny tuna, so you can mix it in with the pasta. They'll give you some tins of new potatoes. They'll give you, it's all stuff, you know, that it wouldn't even make a proper meal. Yeah, I mean, like, I would love this to be every single day. I would love this to be able to just wander in and be able to, like, choose stuff like this every single day. This would be like heaven to me.
Residents are still complaining quite often about the food.
But, and that's the other thing, and like you just said, even though, like, the food looks delicious, and starving people they won't complain about food. Food is food. When you're starving, you'll eat anything. But as you just said, the residents still complain about the food.
You're not allowed to work.
Yes, I want to work.
You want to, but
Yeah,
no.
that's the problem.
You're trying to get Ishmael to sort out the problems with the food. I can't even get him to kick someone out of the fucking room.
There's also they control the food. You can't eat this, you eat this.
Yeah. What's wrong with the food? You don't like the food?
You like the food?
Not that much. What's it like working in a migrant hotel?
Well, you know, full of migrants. Everyone's so miserable.
I don't know why, because they get everything for free.
So before the housekeeping staff make their rounds, the bedrooms do get rather messy. I mean, you can see here cigarettes and weed and ash all over the table.
Cigarettes and weed. I mean, you've seen that there. Where are they getting the money to buy weed from? I mean, you've seen on the table there was a grinder to grind up their weed with. Cigarettes, illicit contraband. Like, where are they getting the money to pay for this? Oh yeah, that's right. They get their £70 a week allowance, don't they? So I guess maybe that would do it.
Banana skins left everywhere, bags of rubbish on the floor.
I mean, imagine
two PlayStation 5.
your room in a nick like this, and you just leave it because you know that you're going to come back and it's going to be nice and clean because some poor housekeeper's going to come in and clean up all your filth for you. And what's that we see there? A PlayStation 5. Yeah, a PlayStation 5. Let's rewind that.
Do get rather messy. I mean, you can see here cigarettes and weed and ash all over the tables, banana skins left everywhere, bags of rubbish on the floor. Two PlayStation 5s though, and a mobile phone on the desk, as well as Apple Mac.
An Apple
weed
Mac. Do you know how much one of them costs? We're talking thousands and thousands of pounds. Thousands of pounds. An Apple Mac, if someone could look up the cost of an Apple Mac and put it in the comments, if you're watching, could you put that in? Because I am sure they're maybe about 7-8 grand.
And weed and ash all over the desk. There is a non-smoking and non-drinking in the rooms policy in the hotel, but the Crown Lodge staff can't really...
At all the designer trainers, you have Nikes, limited edition ones, gold Balenciaga trainers that are about if I can recall right, because I like my clothes. I like designer clothes. I just don't like the price of them, so can't afford them. But yeah, you're talking about £400-500. These Nike trainers and stuff, maybe £100, maybe more. And this isn't only going to be the only room that is filled to the brim with designer stuff.
We'll see it. They just have to send off reports to the Home Office.
Look at this. Look at this. More designer trainers. £70 a week isn't going to be able to afford you Jordans, Nike Jordans. It's not. More designer more designer trainers in another room. Then we have the sliders, Adidas sliders. Yeah. We used to be in places we used to go. We were taking it easy. This guy here's on a hunger strike because he doesn't like the food. I do feel sorry for him a little bit. He does look really unhappy and stuff. And I genuinely do hope that I think in the end he gets taken off to hospital, but I do hope that he does make a good recovery, because we're not heartless. The UK people aren't heartless. We don't want to see anyone harm themselves.
So this is day 3 of this young gentleman's peaceful protest and hunger strike.
Start taking it easy.
resident, trying to reason with him to come back inside to the warm and eat, and let him know that the weather forecast is rain. But he will just not respond. No.
Well, I feel bad for him. I know there's homeless vets out there that have no food and no shelter and stuff. So this is their, and homeless Brits, but this is their reality every single day.
These are the smallest rooms in the hotel. You have a little fruit collection.
For one person.
Cards. Louis Vuitton travel
Did you
bag.
see that? A Louis Vuitton suitcase. They're about $4,000. We have more designer trainers here. Boxes upon boxes of them. Where is the money coming that pays for this? There's like some YSL ones. Yeah, these aren't cheap shoes.
Trainer collection. One thing I will say for the residents at Copthorne Hotel, they're very into their brands, brand clothing, trainers, jewellery, consoles.
Look at this. You know, you've got all your fine fragrances, you've got your face creams, you've got they've got the coffee machines, the Dolce coffee machines with all the pods and stuff. You know, like they live better than people. This is like this is what you would expect a 4-star resort to look like if you go on holiday.
Perfume collections.
YSL
They are
stuff.
very brand aware. These are the little fridges that are in each of the rooms.
So the fridges in each of the rooms, they're stocked daily. They're filled with fruit. They're filled with milk, water. They're filled with every tea bags, the coffee, sugar, you know, snacks, you know. So in case they're peckish through the day, if they haven't stuffed themselves enough with breakfast and lunch and all the other snacks that are available in the hallway throughout the day, yeah, they're in their bedrooms. They are filled with all these delicious fruits and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a bit angering. It's a bit angering.
You open that door, it's a little personal fridge. The A-level biology students amongst the residents. Golf
shoes. What? Why is taxpayer money buying golf shoes? Oh.
We have aspiring golfers, and the residents are free to leave for the day and go to work. And
look at this. Gold chains. I wonder how much like that costs. I really wonder how much that costs. You're talking that's a lot of money for gold chains.
Go and play golf or wherever they want. So there's no restriction on going from the hotel or staying away from the hotel for the residents.
This one, look at this gold chain, encrusted with diamonds. Sort of thing you'd see, I don't know, like Jay-Z walking about and just lying there, you know? A lovely, nice, thick, gangster-looking gold chain encrusted with diamonds. How the British could only dream of living a life like this.
And they do love their jewellery.
Yeah.
Which one is this?
Look.
What'd you say?
468.
Go on.
Being discovered.
Go, yeah.
This last needs огнё пушка, есть
Alcohol.
огнё пушка, есть
To the gardens. What's this? Government official ID. Yes. Afghanistan. More cleaning stuff. Oh yeah, these little bags here. So they get all the snacks and that during the day, and then snacks in their mini fridge. And then they also get these bags left at the door every around maybe about 5 o'clock at night, filled with sandwiches, fruit, drinks, you name it. Yeah, it's in there. He's going to explain to you in a bit.
Yes,
And these are all the snacks that are free throughout the day. Sandwiches, you know, some drinks. We can't really see much what's else in there, but yeah. So if they decide to get packaged after dinner, and they don't fancy any of the snacks that are in the fridges, they can have their little sandwich and stuff while they're watching their Sky TV, or sitting on their MacBooks or free iPhones watching things like YouTube or, I don't know, Netflix or something like that, you know. Oh, the life, you know, it's just so hard. How can anybody live a life as hard as this? And they talk about we have to like stop giving incentives. It's no wonder that people are coming here if this is the treatment that they're getting.
So on top of breakfast, lunch and dinner, these snacks are left outside of the doors each day for the residents to enjoy.
Oh, lovely. I'd love to open my door every at 5 o'clock, and there'd be a nice bag sitting there with sandwiches and lots of chocolate bars and goodies and stuff. And not only that, you know, all snacks in the fridge, snacks in the reception area, and then also knowing that there's dinner, breakfast, and lunch where you can basically as an all you can eat buffet kind of yeah, situation. Poor guy. Like, I am feeling for him. But at the same time, I also know that there's British people that are homeless, British veterans, etc., that are living outside and having to put up with these elements, and they don't have the choice to be able to like walk into a lovely warm hotel and have the luxury of getting all these free meals and a nice comfy warm bed, and you know, so in a way I feel sorry for him, but it's a protest because he's not liking the food, but in a way I don't, because British homeless people would give their right arm to be able to like walk into like this beautiful building, and at least not even have a sandwich, a drink, and a bed to sleep for the night. They'd be happy with that. But again, for like it's almost like it's a slap in the face, because everything is done for them, as in like the rooms cleaned, beds made, everything is paid for. Yeah, it still doesn't seem to be good enough.
So we're out of the staff block, finally been given a nice little cottage
Well, that's nice of them.
to live in, which is actually, there's the front door.
I wonder how
It's not
long.
so bad here now.
So they've moved them out of like that horrendous little box room to a cottage. I wonder how long it'll take them to realise that. Oh wait, now this can cost us more money if we just toss the workers out and put more people in here. We'll be able to make much more money. So I wonder how long that'll last.
This will be my first night in here. I've got stuff growing.
How many properties are these people buying up?
Kitchen with beers ready. Little fridge. Bathroom. Bedrooms.
Still pretty basic, to be honest. Considering.
And there's another 2 bedrooms in a communal area upstairs.
The hotel.
So why you tell me this shit, right? Fucking hell, what is it? Residents in this place are laying plastic on the floor and shitting on it.
No, that's true.
That's true?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, he's talking to like one of the staff members, because the residents, instead of using the toilet, they're actually laying plastic on the floor and defecating in the plastic. I mean, what? That's disgusting.
And why do they do that?
Bro, they don't have mental health issues.
So they're literally shitting on bits of plastic on the floor.
No, that's a horrible thing to say. They don't have brains. Like, don't like that. That's yeah. I don't agree with him saying that. But mental health issues. Yeah. Many of us have got mental health issues, but we still don't lay plastic on the floor and decide to take a massive dump in the middle of our rooms. Especially when all we have to do is walk a couple of feet and there's a luxurious bathroom right next to it.
Ridiculous, bro.
What the fuck, man? And what's up with that other guy, man? He's fucking stitches all over his face. He's pissing himself in the reception. That's mental health, right?
Yeah.
Is someone helping that guy?
Yeah, crisis team.
Crisis team, yeah?
Yeah.
Where they come from, the crisis team, man?
Home office.
Home office appointed mental health workers, yeah?
NHS.
It's NHS.
The NHS have appointed private mental health crisis team to help this guy. I had a friend who was going through really, really bad mental health problems, and she had to go down to the hospital. She's no longer here anymore, but so I'm not going to mention names or anything like that. But in order for her just to see the crisis team, like, we waited 8 hours for them to come out and tell us to come back in 2 days. Yeah, because it's private medical, it's private healthcare. They're getting seen straight away. Which I'm glad, like, the guy's getting help and stuff, you know, especially if he's standing in the reception just urinating on himself, and he's obviously, I don't know if he's been in a fight or if he's done it to himself, but he's got stitches now all over his face and stuff. So that's like someone that really does need some serious psychiatric help.
NHS and
the GP
council.
But
council.
again, like before, I want to reiterate, the Home Office is covering it. Therefore, it's the British people's taxpayers' taxes that are paying for all of this.
Okay. So NHS and the local
You know, they get
council.
appointments like this.
Yeah. Well, I remember the police was here the other week and they was arresting that guy.
Yeah, they'll take it. And
But he said, oh look, he didn't want to arrest him. He was like apprehensive to do it. He said,
like,
oh.
if it's an assault or if they got aggressive, or if they attack someone, they'll take them in.
Okay. Because I remember the woman, she used to live up there in the 300.
Yeah.
She used to always be complaining there was some guy like looking at her daughters or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
he's about to tell a story of a mum who had 2 young daughters, and one of the residents was being inappropriate with her 2 daughters. And instead of arresting him and moving him out of the hotel, they moved the mum out, and this guy is now still in the hotel, not arrested, nothing, not charged, nothing. So he's still there while this mum, whose daughters were being pegged on by this guy, and doing unwanted touching of them. Yeah, she was moved to another hotel while they let this guy stay. He should have been arrested for at least that's SA. But yeah, he's still there.
He's being called and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
she's gone now, isn't she?
She's gone.
What happened? She was accepted?
She moved to some different city.
So that was me and the staff at the hotel discussing an incident between a woman who had 2 very young daughters, very pretty and very young daughters, that had basically been predated upon by a pervert. She had made multiple complaints. She had phoned the police multiple times. They had been to the hotel, but no actual official arrest had been made. But
what a shocker.
the woman in question and her children had been moved to another hotel, but to my surprise, I found out the next day that the actual predator in question was still remaining at the hotel where there's various children and babies living. He actually justified his actions by saying that in his culture and his beliefs that it's absolutely fine to be interested in girls of that age, and which made me look into the age of consent across nations. And I was actually quite shocked to find that some nations on the earth have age of sexual consent as low as 11, 12 and 13 years old.
Oh, there's even worse ones than that. I don't know if this has been updated, but in Iran, the age consent is 9. I think he's just tried to like miss out certain countries, just to make it seem a little bit fair and not seem like he's picking on certain countries. but there definitely is lower ages of consent than this. And if you type it into Google, you'll be able to find them. Now, that's an excuse that I've seen tons of people using. Well, when they come to the UK and they'll commit a sex crime on a young girl, will say, "Oh, we didn't know that in the UK that this was age consent, because the country from which we came from, the age of consent is this," and then they'll use it. Like, for example, Pakistan. They'll say, I've seen cases in the news where they'll say that they'll come from Pakistan and they'll sexually assault a young girl, and then their excuse will be that, oh, we didn't know the age of consent, but you can't send us back to our own country because our life will be in danger. So I had a look up of what the age of consent is in Pakistan, and it's 18. So they use this as a tool to say that, well, if you send us back to Pakistan, then we'll end up in prison or something worse will happen. Why are we caring about the feelings of perverts? I really don't get it, you know. If you're going to like pervert or harm or abuse a child, why should we care? Why should we care about perverts? You know, send them home. They done the crime, so yeah, send them back to whence they came. You know, if they chose to like harm a kid, so if you do this, you know, like yeah, you deserve to be punished. But we've seen all the excuses. Oh, we've turned to Christianity because so we can't get sent home, or we're gay, so we can't get sent home, or we can't get sent home because the age of consent is 18 or whatever in our country. But if we molest like a girl or boy in Britain, we can't get sent home because we'll be imprisoned or our life will be in danger. And then the ECHR and the lefty lawyers will step in saying, no, they can't be sent back because their life will be in danger. Why the hell do we care about perverts? What do we care about these people? If you harm a child, like, I don't care. I just don't want you in my country. Because all it's asking for is that you're going to end up just like harming another child, and then just using the same blooming excuse. Oh, we can't send you home because your life will be in danger. And yeah, and I'm sick of it. They've been coaxed by these NGOs and lawyers as to what to say, in my opinion. And that's the reason that they get round deportation.
In my personal opinion, if you come to this country, you have to adhere to our laws and ages of consent and leave that part of your culture behind.
We're back to prayers. I'm not mocking this. Everybody deserves to pray, you know. Everybody's entitled to like follow the religion that they believe in. I just really think it's weird that the staff and the guests are doing it together. There should be a barrier of professionalism, and there doesn't seem to be any of that.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده ربي لا شريك له واشهد ان سيدنا وقائدنا وقدوتنا.
And eventually, throughout the day, the supplies of snacks begins to wane. And as the supplies of snacks begin to wane, and the deliveries have been unloaded, and the goods have been consumed, the rubbish begins to pile up. So there's both the rubbish that comes from the boxes from the deliveries each day, as well as the rubbish accumulated by the residents each day, both of which have to be dealt with by the staff. Residents just chuck their rubbish bags out into the hallway, and that's if they don't just leave it in the room for the staff to bag up themselves. Dirty nappies, food waste. But either way, with breakfast,
That should not be it's that like in my opinion, residents should have to clean their own bedrooms, because this does not teach any like life lessons of if they eventually do get a house, of keeping your home clean and things like that. Because when you get your house, you're not going to get people chapping on the door every day to come in and do your laundry, make your bed, and make your dinners. So they should be doing all this themselves. To me, it just causes laziness, where you can just sit around and everyone's doing everything for you.
And snacks out of the way, there's still time between then and dinner for cake.
Okay.
Following the Grenfell Tower fire, fire regulations have changed, and carpenters are on site changing all of the doors in the hotel to fit the new regulations.
So this is why he's here, because they have to have obviously these fire regulations, and the doors are constantly needing to be changed. And he's going to explain to you why the doors are constantly needing to be changed.
The doors that they've fitted, though, they've had to go back and refit and amend because the residents have the heating up full blast with electric heaters with fans behind them blasting 24 hours a day, warping the new fire door frames.
How nice that they can strip away the heating allowance from our old age pensioners, but these residents can have the heating up full blast all day, making the rooms nice and toasty warm. And old age pensioners and people that have done so much for our country, you know, that have paid into the pot, that have paid taxes all their lives, worked like most like mundane jobs and stuff like that. They cannot afford to put their heating on. They have a choice, and a lot of families are in this situation. It's where a choice of either heating or eating. But for the residents here, it's they don't have to like ponder with that quandary. It's yeah, have your heating up as hot as you want, and that doesn't matter because you're still going to get all these snacks and as much food as you want, buffet style, you know. Fill your plates up as high as Mount Everest, while we have pensioners and families with children that are literally freezing. We have people that are homeless out in the streets that are freezing. We have homeless out in the streets that some haven't eaten for days and days and days, that have to and it is embarrassing, like to lower yourself into begging, begging for just for a cup of coffee just to keep yourself warm. Yeah, yeah, it's all free, all free. Well, it's not all free. The taxpayers paying for it.
Here are the lovely carpenters themselves. So we have illegal migrants recreating the climate from home, so hot that it's warping fire doors, with the heating on full blast, while our own pensioners have just been stripped of the winter fuel allowance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the left is Raj, the manager of the hotel, and another manager on the right, Torsten. I've got enough undercover footage to make a whole documentary of its own.
Raj and Torsten, yeah. Yeah, it's almost as if like these hotels are being bought up by people from out with the country, because that's what it feels like. And then they've sacked all the staff that used to work at the hotel, which is extremely sad, because like this was the income for their family, and the workers that they brought in seem to be workers that they've hired from out with the country. So they've got work visas saying they're working at the hotel, and they're given the work visas. Why not hire British workers? Why not hire British workers to do these jobs instead of people from out with Britain? 'Cause I'm sure tons of British people would take these jobs in a heartbeat because of the shortage of jobs. But it does look like that these hotels are being bought up by outside foreign investors, and yeah. So it's almost like, yeah, even the security staff, when you've seen like people go and try and investigate the hotel, they have like foreign accents and stuff like that. So it's almost as if like it's migrants protecting migrants. So the very least the Home Office could do is give the jobs to the British people, and then that would stop their whining about all these British people like that are not working and claiming benefits and stuff like that. Yeah, they're claiming benefits because you're sourcing the jobs out to foreign workers.
These guys, but I actually like these guys, and I'm going to have some mercy for now. Let's meet some more of the staff as well. Let's meet one of the HR managers. And there's still veggie boxes for the vegetarians amongst them. And the kitchen staff are getting ready to produce yet more snacks and to start making dinner.
How nice.
Oh, yeah. Mushrooms. You guys are living a dream out here.
Really?
Come on, mate.
And so 4 hours after lunch ends, dinner begins from 6:30 until 8:30 p.m. Another 2 hours of eating, and then by 8:30, as the laundry and housekeeping staff have finished their shifts and the kitchen staff are soon to wrap up for the day with the people fed, the last deliveries leaving the hotel, night befalls Copthorne Hotel. So I've never been down here at night time. We're gonna go and find out what it's like down here. After hours, quarter to midnight. One of you guys has a lighter for me? Thank you. How are you guys? Thank you. This place never sleeps, no?
Yeah, everybody sometimes. We don't have anything to do here. Nobody's sleeping.
What's happening, man? It's like, it doesn't matter what time it is. What's it like being here, man? Where did you come from?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan?
Yeah.
And how did you get here?
Pakistan. I wasn't aware of yeah, I wasn't aware like there. I know they had like that skirmish with in Kashmir, where Hindus were massacred by Pakistani militants. But other than that, I wasn't aware of any wars going on in Pakistan. So yeah, that's interesting.
So it takes you over here like aeroplane to Gatwick? Yeah.
Heathrow, not there.
Heathrow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fake passport.
What do you think of the food?
Food? Honestly, before it was good here, but now too much people coming new. So
Yeah,
they
no,
make
you just
quick
they
meal.
make what? Yeah. It makes it
quickly.
easier.
So that's sometimes it's overcooked, sometimes it's not cooked well. So yes, we are refugees, all refugees here. Some people came by boats, by sea. Some people came by.
Yeah, I know. There's lots of boats, right?
Yes.
Fucking hell, that sounds rough, man.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I can't imagine that, especially the children.
nobody have a.
Some of them are young. Some of those children are.
Most of the people.
I've got a 12-year-old son and pregnant again, 14 weeks. It's like, Jesus, I could never imagine that person going, like a small person that young, trying to come across the channel.
Most of the people came from Afghanistan, Sudan, Syria, countries like this. Jordan, Lebanon. No, Jordan people come by plane, not by sea.
How did you get here? Plane? Boat?
No, plane.
Plane.
He just
Where
said
to?
that like a lot of the people came by plane. And I get like he's like using like he said about the boats. I mean, I would never put like my child in that kind of danger, but he didn't catch the tail end of what that guy just said. He says like a lot of the people that are coming, especially like the children, are coming on plane. So this is why we're not seeing a lot of women on the boats, because they're coming on plane. This is something that the government have not told us about, but a lot of people are coming to the UK. I mean, we get told about the lorries and the boats, but they've neglected to tell us that a lot of people are coming in using fake passports on planes. That's a new one to me. I had no idea that was happening. Did you guys know about that?
Heathrow? Gatwick?
What?
What airport?
What airport? Swisher, Gatwick.
Gatwick. Fuck Gatwick. Shit airport.
Yeah.
Pretty shit. So you had a visa then? No, how did you get on the plane then?
Interesting question. Like, yeah, how did you get in the plane if you have no ID? Because you need ID to get on planes. Of course, obviously it's fake passport, but let's see if she admits it or not.
I'll explain to you. یکی اینجوری اومد. میدونم. بگو ویزا نبوده واقعا. You know, someone made fake passport.
Fake passport.
Fake passport. Yeah. So that's good on from Iran side, but then in England they're like, No. Yeah. Well done. Here, look, I'll give you tons for that.
What's going on with our border forces? Yeah, just allowing people in with fake passports. Do you think like we'd be allowed into other countries if we rocked up with a fake passport? Absolutely not. We'd be put on the next flight heading back to that country and sent packing home. Now, I get Iran. I do. I understand why people leave Iran and why it would be dangerous to go back. I love the Iranian people, and I do believe like they live in a dictatorship, and I do feel heartbroken and sorry for these people. I really, really, truly do. But there is a saying, charity begins at home. So why aren't we opening these hotels for our own homeless people? I mean, our own homeless people would kill for even just a week stay in a place like this.
Well done.
Shit. I'm saying well done. Like I get that he's trying to like get them to like admit more and stuff like that, but saying well done, that's just encouraging more people to come by saying well done. If you get a fake passport, you know you're all good. As soon as you reach the British shores on your fake passport, you're home and you're home dry and free. No. And again, I want to reiterate, this is like, again, we hear about the boats, we hear about the lorries, but I've never heard our government once ever talk about that people are coming over in planes using fake passports. I've never heard Starmer saying it. I've never heard any politician saying it. So this, again, is news to me. And it seems quite a lot of them are using these fake passports to come to Britain. And they've hidden this pretty well. I tell you that.
You know in English before you come here.
Learn. I went child. I go class English in Iran for 2 years.
2 years.
Because level 4, I think I did there. I can't pass the level 4 for 4 times. My mom said no more class for you. I said okay, no problem. But my sister can speak very well English.
Oh, you have a sister here, yeah? Is she here?
Yeah.
In this hotel?
I think you saw my sister.
Our sister's here as well. Our sister's here as well. Oh, God. So, yeah, 2 fake passports there, and the whole family's here. And he says, like, so your sister's here in this hotel too. And what did she reply to that? Let me rewind.
Sister can speak for 4 times. My mom said no more class for you. I said okay, no problem. But my sister can speak very well English.
Oh, you have a sister here, yeah? Is she here?
Yeah.
In this hotel?
I think you saw my sister tonight.
I don't know. No, I don't. I see too many people.
You see me, yeah?
I wonder if that's one of the girls that propositioned because he done an interview on a news station. Not that I'm saying that it is, but he says that 2 girls propositioned them to impregnate them so they could get pregnant and have babies. Therefore, if they have babies while living in the UK, their children would then automatically become British citizens. And who's going to split a mum and baby up? That's just cruel. but he said that since this like hotel's opened, 10 babies have been born inside the hotel, and what they do is they'll get the women will get themselves pregnant intentionally, in order for the children to be born in the UK. So they're then, as soon as they're born, they're then British citizens, and nobody's going to be cruel enough to separate a mum from their baby. So he said that, in the news interview, I'll try and find it and I'll put it in my shorts. He says that he's had 3 women, he had 2 at one point, and then at another time he had another woman proposition him to impregnate them, and they even offered to pay him to get them pregnant, and so they could then have babies born in the UK, and then it would make their asylum application a lot easier, because they're not going to separate mums and children. So yeah, they're well cottoned on, and with our laws, they certainly are. Especially the guy who touched like that poor woman who was living in the hotel for 2 daughters, who was from like, as I said, like Pakistan, and obviously they can't send them back because age consent is 18 in Pakistan. He used the excuse that has been used by so many. You just have to read news reports to see how many times this excuse is used. Oh, I didn't know that this that the age of consent was this in the UK, because in my country it is this age, so they play dumb. Whereas you look up the age of consent in their country, and it's even higher than the age of consent in the UK. So the lefty goody two lawyers, and you've got the ECHR, and the folks from places like Care for Cali and stuff like that, all advocate for these people and say that if you send these people back, then they'll end up in prison, or even worse, a death sentence. And again, I just want to reiterate, why are we advocating for perverts? I honestly don't understand that. I really don't. If someone's willing to like harm children, they're not going to stop, especially when the police aren't arresting them. The woman in question had notified the police many times, saying that this creep was touching her children, was creeping them out, following them around and stuff like that. So she'd done the right thing, and she is an immigrant herself, but she'd done the right thing. She notified the police, and yeah, they never arrested them, and so they ended up moving her, and this creep is still at this hotel where there's children there. So all they've done is by leaving this guy at this hotel, is there, yeah, more children are in danger. He should have been arrested first and foremost the first time he even went near any of this woman's little girls, and charged, and then he should have had everything revoked and says like, no, you're not, you can't stay here, SA is like a no-go area, and you break our laws, you're deported. But unfortunately, as I says, the lefty lawyers step in and use the excuse of you send them back, something's bad's gonna happen to them, you know. Well, I never want to see people killed or anything like that, you know. I don't care if he's sent to prison in his own country. Good riddance, you know. We've got enough perverts in our own country without having to deal with ones from other countries coming here. And the fact like they didn't even bother to arrest them, it's infuriating, infuriating.
Where are you from, brother? Iran. Iran? Iran. How you come here?
5 months.
5 months?
Well, the hotel only 1 month.
Yeah.
After this hotel.
Yeah.
Clean?
But how did you get here? Boat, plane?
Boat, plane.
You fly here?
Or you fly?
Fly, yeah.
Where to? Heathrow?
And as night befalls Copthorne Hotel, although the hotel will never truly sleep, as many of the residents keep the hours of their home nations online and on the phone to relatives, friends, sometimes even spouses and children.
On the phone to relatives and friends that they neglect to tell us that the British taxpayer is paying for.
We're still stuck in war-torn nations who they hope.
That you don't know that. That's another thing that oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That's another thing that annoyed me about that statement. You don't know that they're stuck in war-torn nations. You don't know. Some of them, yes, they are, but some of them aren't. Some of these people are economic migrants, and some of them are. I mean, one guy's like from Pakistan. Like, as far as like I'm concerned, like I'm aware of, there's like there's no war going on in Pakistan right now. So, what's he fleeing from? I get like why Iranians and that are trying to get out of Iran, because it's extremely dangerous for people who practice, say, even Christianity, because there's a lot of underground churches and stuff in Iran, or they don't like the Ayatollah's rule and stuff like that. So yeah, I get why Iranians I get that. I get why Iranians flee here. I really do. And the Iranian people and the Persian people are some of the most kindest people you could ever meet. But not all these people are fleeing war-torn countries. Some are, yes, but not all of them are. And it's infuriating to know that they're able to like just sit on the phone for hours on end, and the price is picked up by UK taxpayers. So we're not only paying for the rooms, you're paying for everything, everything.
One day in the United Kingdom, journey. In the quiet and dark hours of the night, there is at least a relative
not yet made the journey, but they can afford fake passports for themselves and things like that. So why didn't they, instead of I don't know, use the fake passports for them, why didn't they use them for their family members who are still stuck in these quote-unquote war-torn countries? The first people you would want to get out are your family and your children. Some have, as you can see, that because the children are in the hotel. But yeah, many haven't, and it seems like instead of like even saving money, I guess, to like purchase more fake passports or ways to smuggle their I don't want to advocate for smuggling and stuff like that, but maybe stop buying yourself like diamond ridden necklaces and designer clothes and stuff like that, you know, and yeah. It's completely angering. It's completely angering because we've never ever got a glance into what is going on inside these hotels, because we're always met by burly security guards that never allow access into the hotels, and now it's clearly easy to see why reporters and that have never been allowed access, and because if the public had to truly see what was going on, they'd be pissed off, and I'm sorry about my language there, but they would.
Where once the kitchens and the canteens were filled through the daylight hours with people eating and cooking and housekeeping staff. But as sure as the sun sets, the sun will rise again.
See that?
The kitchens and the canteens were filled through the daylight hours with people eating and cooking and housekeeping staff. But as sure as the...
Look. Bikes. They're given free bikes. I know tons of children who would love a bike for their birthday or Christmas whose parents can't afford one. But yeah, free bikes here, you know. I mean, how much is like a bike like that? Maybe, I don't know, 100, 150 quid. So it's a good couple of grand there worth of bikes.
Sun sets, the sun will rise again, and a new day dawns at Copthorne Hotel.
I mean, the way this like, I'm sorry, like I'm so grateful for you like showing this, but the way that you're speaking here is as if these people are living a life of hardship. Like these people are living better lives than like these people are living better lives than most Brits. Christ, they're living better lives than I am.
A new day and the new sunlight. Another round of the same old thing. Another £8.2 million of taxpayer money is spent on the UK migrant hotel scheme. The culture wars and the battle between left and right political ideology rages on, while the koi carp swim in the pond along with their little babies. And after breakfast is served, just as surely once again, the taxis will roll in to pick up the kids to go to school. And the trucks will roll in to deliver goods and services and collect the laundry once again. And the police and ambulances and crisis team and midwives and mental health workers will come, not least for our Sudanese friend who has been with us throughout this journey on his hunger strike and protest. Unfortunately, the whole thing has culminated in his arrest, him having attacked members of staff and the computers at the reception of the hotel.
So, the guy who's on the hunger strike, yeah, he slipped and he attacked members of staff and smashed up computers in the reception and stuff. So it's he's been arrested, but they'll probably take him to a psychiatric ward in a private hospital, where he'll get maybe the help that he needs. But again, have to reiterate that there is tons of people with worse mental health problems in the UK that do not get this level of treatment. And when there finally is space that opens up for these people to finally get help who are wanting to end their lives and stuff like that, at times it's just it's too late. It's too late. The people have already taken their lives because there's just no support. There's no support out there. Which is sad. It's so sad. But at least he's getting help, I guess.
Last I knew from this young man before I left, he had walked onto oncoming traffic on the motorway and was covered in stitches all over his face and was urinating over himself in the reception.
Well, I hope he's okay. I genuinely do hope he's okay.
But on a lighter note, the teams come in once again as well to provide musical tuition and instruments for the residents of Copthorne Hotel to learn to play music and jam and celebrate life,
Celebrate. Yeah, I'd be celebrating too. If this was like my everyday life, where I just laid back, had a lovely jacuzzi bath, got up, didn't even have to let the water out because like a maid would come and do it and then wash all the bath out for me, dry myself, dump the towels on the floor. If I needed to use the bathroom, lay out a bit of plastic on the floor and defecate on it. Because, yeah, who cares? The staff are going to clean it up, right? Then, I don't know, not bother making my bed or anything. Just lie back, switch on some TV or lift the phone and phone countries that cost a fortune to call. Honestly, raising a phone bill of hundreds of pounds. Maybe have a little browse on my iPhone, mosey on down for breakfast, take some snacks up to my room, even though my mini fridge in my room's filled with snacks. Eat them because the bin's too far away. Yeah, I'll just throw the peels and whatnot on the floor. Then it'll be a struggle, but I'll mosey on down, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Have them. Then I'll come back up to the room to get my free bag of sandwiches and stuff like that. Take that into the room, eat that up, chuck it on the floor, then I don't know, have another little browse on YouTube or watch something on Netflix or something like that. Fall asleep, get up in the morning, mosey down for breakfast, come back, and oh, my room's lovely and spick and span because the maids have been in, changed all my beds, cleaned up all my rubbish. Yeah. What a life of Riley.
Celebrate their escape from the oppressive nations from which they've fled. And for many of them, celebrate their acceptance and visas from the Home Office and UK government. Although at the same time,
of course, they're celebrating the visas and acceptance from the UK government, the government that lies to us and says, "Oh, we're being deported. You know, we've deported we've deported 35,000 people. Utter lies that they tell us, and it's just to placate us." So that we think that they're actually doing something about this. But in the meantime, they're doing absolutely nothing. And all these people are doing is like taking videos of the lavish 4-poster beds and jacuzzi tubs and food and everything that's been offered to them, sending them back home. Oh, come to Britain! Look at everything you're given. How are you sending those photos? You know? Oh, when you get here, we get the choice about either a free iPhone or a free Samsung. Can you believe it? Look at my collection of designer trainers and my wardrobe filled with designer clothes, like my Louis Vuitton luggage. I have Gucci hoodies, everything. You know, I'm living like a millionaire. Where is Missy's incentives? I'm just so confused. Where is the disincentives for people not to don't come into Britain illegally, because it's the pavements aren't made of gold and you will struggle and stuff like that. There's no disincentives. You want me to phone you? Oh yeah, let me just pick up my hotel private line in my luxury 4-star hotel room, and we can speak on the phone for hours and hours on end. Oh, who pays for that? No, just the mug UK taxpayers. It's infuriating.
many have been denied as well.
But they're being denied. Why are they still in the hotel? Look at this place.
I have mixed feelings and genuinely feel a sense of inner conflict from my time here at the Copthorne Hotel. From the tax money that it costs to the standard of living and luxury that I've seen people living in while I watch my neighbours and fellow members of my community who've paid tax their whole life struggling now to turn on the heating and pay for their groceries. On the other hand, meeting young families who have escaped genuine oppression with young children.
And I'm not denying that some families have escaped depression. I'm saying that that it's been proven that not all these families are escaping oppression. We're from France. So the people that are coming over the boats are escaping oppression from France. How can they afford the thousands of pounds to get over in the boats? How can they afford to pay for and I have no idea, but I expect it to be thousands of pounds for a fake passport. Like, how can they afford to like buy all these designer clothes? How can they afford to like buy drugs? Like I'm so confused. It doesn't feel very oppressive to me.
There is no easy answer.
Of course
It's
there
not my
is.
job or my place.
Stop the incentives. That's the easy answer. Stop the incentives.
To find one either. I'll let you make up your own mind.
People fleeing oppression do not need 4-poster beds or a la carte dinner services served in silver plattered dishes. They don't like as much food as they want, as much heating as they want, and it makes me angry because like I know people that can't afford to put their heating on in the winter time. I've been one of them. I've been one of them where I'm like, oh, I can't put the heating on today, or I won't be able to eat. You know, I've been at a stage where you're like, well, I've got to eat, or you know, you just you because you just have to eat, or you end up dying, you know. So the only thing you can afford is like a bloody pot noodle or something like that. Do you know what some families would do? They would kill. They would kill to be able to like. This is like honestly, this is like going on booking a 5-star hotel resort, and going there for the week, where the staff take care of your every whim, every need. Your rooms are cleaned for you, the meals, everything, entertainment sorted out for you. Any emergency goes wrong, yeah, they're there to help you. Like it's almost like they've got concierge service, like everything that you could possibly ask for, they have. But the British people, we have no right to even say a word about this. Otherwise, we are what? Right wing, racist, Islamophobic, uh, all the buzzwords that you can think of. So if we dare to even moan about any, not even moan, but if we dare to even like ask questions about like what's going on and why is everything hidden within the hotels, yeah, that's what we're called. If we dare to even call out a child that has been abused, or by someone who calls himself, like, who is known as an asylum seeker, yeah, or if you want a report done on the shrooming gangs, what was it our Prime Minister called us? Oh yeah, that's right, right wing. So if you care about children being sexually exploited, you're right wing. I didn't know that caring about children being who are in vulnerable positions, being R-worded, made you right wing. I didn't know that wanting to know where our tax pounds are going to makes you right wing. I honestly think that the public have a right to know what our tax money is used for. I think we have a right to know down to the last pound of what it's used for, especially when it's being used by people who have never paid as much as a pound into the pot, people pay taxes all their lives, and because you pay taxes, you expect certain benefits and stuff back from the government. But we have now these new guests who haven't paid anything into the tax pot. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they're getting treated better than 80-year-old grandmas who have paid in their entire lives. They're getting treated better than their old age pensioners who can't even put their heating on. So when Keir Stalin says there's 20 billion black hole, where's he getting the money to fund this? And this is just one hotel out of hundreds up and down the country. Just one. So when that specky, nonsense, horrible little man says, yeah, we have to cut the winter fuel payment and any other payment that helps Brits who are really struggling that can't afford to even buy a loaf of bread. When he says things like this, and then we see that people who haven't is paid as much as even up 1 pence into the tax pot being treated like they are living in a 5-star luxury resort. It makes British people angry. Now, I don't condone people attacking migrant hotels. I do not condone that. I don't condone migrants being attacked. I do not condone any sort of violence, none whatsoever. But I want our government held accountable. I think we should be writing to our MPs and asking them, what the hell is going on? Why are we paying for people to live in the lap of luxury? Because this is the lap of luxury. Why is our tax? Why are we having to have pensioners freeze? Why are families having to use food banks? Why? Just why? When if you come here on a fake passport or a boat or whatever means, you are treated as though you've landed in I don't know, a Seychelles resort at the Bahamas. It almost makes Brits want to honestly buy a fake like a boat, push it, drive down to Dover, push it so far out into the sea, and start rowing ourselves in and pretending that we are migrants because because I would love to live like this. I really would. I couldn't even dream of affording a holiday that would give an experience like this. And it just makes you feel so depressed that it makes us feel like we are second class citizens in our the British people feel like second-class citizens in our own homeland, and we dare to like ask for anything, and we're told no. You can't get doctor's appointments, nothing like that. Dentist, no, nothing like that. You need to see a mental health uh, uh, specialist. No, that's months wait. You're starving and like you have nothing in the cupboards to like eat. It's another big no. And the for people that have never paid anything in the pot, I had a look into like what different benefits pay. These guys are almost paid as much as what Brits are paid on something called universal credit. I think they get like about 400 a month if I'm right. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Whereas these people are paid £70 a month, so it's 140. So that's 280. So it's about 100 odd pound less than what British people who have paid taxes get. Well, these people haven't paid anything. And again, like, it is no wonder they're hiding this. There's no wonder they're hiding this. Because it would anger the British public. They've hid this for a reason. And again, I just want to reiterate, do not take, like, frustrations or anything like that out on migrants. Any frustrations that we need to take out need to be done peacefully. They need to be write letters to MPs, say like we're not going to vote. You want our vote in the next election? Well, we want this sorted, or we will not be voting for you. I know we don't have many rights left in the UK regarding freedom of speech and stuff like that. And I'll go into that when I do my video on why I was in YouTube jail for a week. But so we don't have a lot of rights left in the UK, but we have the right of voting, you know, and we need to get these politicians in line. We need a party that puts the people first. We need like our politicians like need to if some like maybe not all of them know about this, but they need to sit down and at least even watch this, because and then they'll understand the frustrations and anger of the British people.
Well, you'd be forgiven for thinking that your holiday had started early if you were to book the Copthorne Gatwick Airport. Because whatever the weather, there's just so much to do here. Outside, there's 100 acres of...
Before I go on, this was an advert that someone had done before it was changed into an asylum hotel. So let's rewind it and let's see what the beauty of this hotel.
Your own mind.
Well, you'd be forgiven for thinking that your holiday had started early if you were to book the Copthorne at Gatwick Airport. Because whatever the weather, there's just so much to do here. Outside, there's 100 acres of grounds, peaceful woodlands, manicured lawns, and even undercover pathways to discover. And that's just the outside. But even if the sun isn't shining, there's plenty to do indoors as well. Much of the hotel dates back to the 16th century, like this on-site pub, the White Swan. The pub makes a charming place to enjoy some excellent bar food, And like the library bar, both serve food and drinks throughout the day.
But the White Swan, dating back to the 16th century, is no longer serving drinks in the 21st century.
I wonder why. Could it be the fact that there's now a mosque in the basement and alcohol is banned under that certain community? I wonder why. So this is a 16th century building.
There's no longer bar staff, there's no longer customers, there's no longer the tax or revenue. It's a ghost bar.
I'll have a pint of Stella, please.
Not even one Union Jack flying above the hotel. Tells you everything. This place is beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. This would be a beautiful place to have a wedding, birthday party, anniversaries, even like a night out, you know, and for a meal and drink at the bar. And it's all gone now. All gone. This is not what we want to see. Do not do this because it only gives Keir Starmer and his cronies it only gives them the I told you so. They are far right. You know, when we're not far right, we're just concerned mums, dads, grandparents, aunts, uncles who are worried for the safety of our children, who are sick of being treated like second-class citizens, that are sick of being treated like we're nothing. Like we, as if we, our ancestors or whatever, but by doing this, it just gives Starmer and his cronies the ammunition to say, told you they're far right, told you they're violent, told you this, told you that. So, yeah, by all means, protest, but do it peacefully. Do not do what Antifa and that do, wear balaclavas, things like that, because if you're not, you shouldn't need to wear a balaclava if you're not breaking the law. And then it's easy to spot who is Antifa, and you can get them booted out because they're the ones that are in the balaclavas. So yeah, don't do this. Don't harm any of our police guys. Don't do any of that, because like I'm sure many of them are sick to death of this BS as well.
Leaves and trees and gentle breeze, I hear her song. I ride alone now every day since she's been gone. In my dreams I hear her voice.
Again, reiterate, do not do this. This is not us. I mean, this is Antifa. They've even got the A spray painted on the English flag. And they're doing this a protest to make the British mums and dads and people who are concerned, who haven't got their faces covered in the anonymous masks and stuff like that, they're doing it to make us look bad, as though we are violent thugs. So if you see people at any rallies or anything like that, like Unite the Kingdom and things like that, yeah, get rid of them straight away. Tell them they're not welcome. They're not wanted there. They're nothing but troublemakers. And yeah, to get lost basically, because we do not want again to give the likes of Keir Starmer any type of ammunition, to even label us as far right or anything like that. And we don't want to give them permission to, because it'll eventually come to, if they keep doing this, where he is going to end up stopping like protests. So we'll be screwed, utterly screwed. So yeah, Antifa, you're not welcome at any of our marches. You're not welcomed to destroy any of our public property. The British people do not want to destroy our country. We don't want it. But you guys seem to want to do it. And God only knows why. Well, I know why, but it's to make the protesters who are peaceful look bad. But yeah, we need to get these guys out of there as fast as possible. As fast as possible. I mean, setting things on ablaze and stuff like that. I mean, that can kill people. I mean, these Antifa, these anti-anarchists or whatever, they're nothing but scumbags. Scumbags.
Voicing is calling me home.
That was that podcast done by Aston Knight. Well, I agreed with some of his points. There was a few I didn't. But I also want to say thank you to him for allowing us a glimpse into the hotels, because without his access of being able to do this, because he was subcontracted out, so he didn't have to sign an NDA, he was able to film. So it gave us a glimpse into what is going on in these places. It's given us an example of everything that has been given for free, handed on a silver platter. And beforehand, we didn't know any of this, because if any journalist or even citizen journalists try to get into these places, they were quickly shooed out by the security. I mean, we should be allowed to see what's going on in these hotels, because it's our tax pounds that are paying for this. But the fact that there's so much secrecy surrounding this was making people think there's more to this than meets the eye. And now we see there is definitely more to this than meets the eye. They're saying, oh, it costs X amount, but they're not adding in all the other things like the open phone lines, the choices of different phones that they can choose from, the amount of designer clothes, the drugs, the alcohol, and the one that I didn't know about is the fact that yeah, it's not just boats and lorries that are bringing people over to the UK. People are buying fake passports and getting in that way, which I always assumed that if you used a fake passport to get into another country, you would be swiftly turned back to whence you came, because you cannot travel on a fake passport. But obviously not. So that's a new one to me. Are you guys as angry as I was when I saw this? And if you are, do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair, the amount of luxuries that's just been handed out? Do you think it's fair that our pensioners and people who can't afford to even feed their families and things like that don't seem to get really any help? Well, they can turn their heating up as full as it can go, and also I mean, the abundance of food and stuff like that in there, like, is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it just honestly makes me feel as though we don't matter. We don't matter. It really truly does. And it's almost as like they're keeping these people in the hotels, and they're never ever going to agree to portage. I think that's a load of bollocks. And so they're going to be given these visas, and then that gives Labour a voter, doesn't it? Oh, Labour was the one that done this for us, therefore we now owe everything that we have to Labour. Something's not right about this, and I do think, like, we need to, like, again, protest, write letters to our MP. We need to demand that the incentives stop, because it's only bringing more and more people to our country. And why are these people given preferential treatment over Brits who have paid into the tax vote system all their lives? Even if they haven't, Brits, this being like our like our country, and I'm meaning all British people, should receive treatment first and foremost. And why aren't they arresting? Why wasn't that guy arrested that did that to that woman's 2 girls? Why wasn't he arrested for that? It almost like takes you back to like with the shrimping gangs, where guys that were doing this to British girls weren't arrested for years and years and years and years before a public outcry demanded it. Our next leader is going to have to get a grip on this situation. So our next leader, one of his main issues is going to have to be, and I'm talking because I think it will probably be Nigel Farage. So I'm talking to you, Nigel, because I know you've gone a little bit soft on the migration kind of thing. And I'm trying not to speak too much about it because it's actually now illegal, and I'll explain why in my next video, because it all ties into me being in YouTube jail. Just give me a little second, my mouth's so dry. So I'm talking to you, Nigel. If you want our vote, you're going to have to pull your finger out your ass, and you're going to have to do something to sort this. You don't see, I don't know, like, do what, like, the Polish do, like, for Hungary, for America, just do something. Do something. Even if, like, I mean, I don't mind us taking asylum seekers in, especially those fleeing war and persecution, but right now, we're having the utter piss taken out of us. We're the laughing stock of the world. Where people, and I see all the time online, where people say that Britain is gone. That Britain, that I seen one couple saying that they visited London a few weeks ago, and the last time they visited was maybe 15, 20 years ago, and they said it was unrecognisable, and that they would never, ever come back. They said that if they wanted to, and these are their words, not mine, they says if they wanted to visit a Middle Eastern country, they would go to a Middle Eastern country. They wanted to visit London because they wanted to see the Buckingham Palace. They wanted to see things to do with English culture. And unfortunately, that's not what they got. They says that when they landed there, it didn't even feel like they were in England anymore. I've seen umpteen people say the exact same thing. And I have seen just far too many people say that, yeah, that England, not England, but London especially, London is lost. London is lost. Now, there's another YouTuber I want to do a video reacting to. She's a beautiful young woman. She's and she's an immigrant herself. She immigrated. Her name's Mori. She immigrated over here from Africa, and oh my gosh, she's just a stunning looking young woman. And she more goes into the darker side. She covers the predator hunters. So she does videos of when they catch like these guys who are thinking they're speaking to children, and they're really not. And she has noticed a massive uptake in the amount of men trying to meet young girls and boys for these encounters. And Modi had said that in the space of like a decade and a half, and she even took it right back to when the kind of floodgates opened from certain countries. So a decade and a half ago, she even shows statistics. This girl has done her homework. There was 1,776 cases of R word that were prosecuted in the United Kingdom. 15 years later, just 15 years later, how many cases do you think there is now? 177,861. 106. Like, just take like these numbers into account. So from just under 2,000 to nearly 200,000. Nearly 200,000. And some of the guys that these people are catching, they're only catching like because of the decoys they use. But when they finally get speaking to the guys, and they use like certain tricks to try and say, oh, we know how many people you're speaking to online, because it's like, it's not, because we have other people, you know. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of times it works. And there's one guy, and they all seem to be asylum people. There was one guy that said that he does it because he just can't help himself. And the guy asked him, "What, you can't help yourselves? Like, try and meet up with 11-year-old girls?" He's like, "No, I can't help myself." This guy is a walking. This is a walking crime scene waiting to happen. And they also found out from him that, unbeknownst to them, because like they'd only had one account that was speaking to him, there was 5 other children he was speaking to. 5 other children. And yeah, his excuse was he can't help himself. So if you look at it through the statistics, where like if a guy, someone's like who's got the urge to kill someone, a murderer, and they just cannot help themselves to do it, you know. Eventually they're gonna end up doing it, aren't they? Eventually they're gonna end up doing it. So this guy here, he cannot help it, and eventually he is going to harm a child, an 11-year-old or younger, because his preference was 11 and younger. So eventually, yep, he's gonna like meet up with a young girl, and he's gonna do something to her because he can't control his impulses. Now, this guy needs off our streets. He needs out of our country, because if you cannot control yourself, therefore you're eventually going to commit a crime. It's like I said with people who kill. Eventually, killing someone because whether they eventually do it, like that were in the video. Some of them were just downright, like, the excuses were utterly, oh, they always use the excuse, oh, she told me she was 18. What do these, like, idiots know? Never been a child that they've been speaking to. It's always been a decoy. It's always been an adult decoy they've been speaking to. And she just used one chat room, and all she did was say, "Hi, my name is Emily. I'm 13 years old. Does anyone want to chat?" And I swear to God, about 100 messages popped up. So I get the online, like, safety bill and stuff like that. I do get it. But there's things about it that they do that need to fix. But this young girl, who, she's a hero to me, a total hero to me. So I am going to like react to like to her to this one video that she did. That is very, very eye opening. So as I says, like, I'm going to go now. I'm sorry again that I've not been online. I again have been in YouTube jail. But I thought this was a very important video for you guys to see. About our pensioners, for example, sitting cold in the winter. That people have never paid a dime into the pot, are sitting warm, toasty, and being basically treated as if they're in a 5-star holiday resort, having their rooms cleaned and things like that. Do you think this is fair? Do you think this is causing incentives for more people to come to the United Kingdom? And do you think that this needs to stop? And we should deploy incentives that make people not want to come to the UK. So I can't wait to read your comments. I really can't. And I hope you've all had a good weekend. And I love you all. As I said, like, I've been demonetized. My PayPal's in the link if anybody wants to help out with the channel. It is very deeply appreciated. Because of the subjects I talk about, I have been demonetized to the max. And because of the subjects I speak about, it lands me in YouTube jail sometimes. So, but I believe these are subjects that need to be spoken about, because if I don't do it, who the heck else is going to do it? So, if you can, donate, even as much, I'm not, I don't look for much, enough for we'll call it a coffee fund. It should be a drink fund. The amount of times I get angry and but need probably a stiff drink to calm my nerves, but I don't drink, so I do enjoy a nice cup of coffee. I do enjoy that. So a lot of coffee fund down below. So anything that is donated, I'm put back into the channel, and yeah, it helps. I've broken a phone screen. I'm a bit of a klutz, so I need to get that fixed. I'm at present using a friend's backup phone, but I can't be using that forever, so yeah, I need to get mine fixed. So anything that you guys are able to donate is very, very, very appreciated. Anyhow, I'm going to get going now. I love you big much, and I'll be back. I'll be back with maybe Modi's video, because our channel's good, and I do enjoy it. But I definitely recommend, I can't remember if it's Modi Speaks or something like that. I will remember it when I'm doing the reaction to a video. And I want you guys to all go over and hit subscribe to her channel. She is just a beautiful young girl with a beautiful soul. And also subscribe. For him, we would have no clue as to what was going on. So yeah, love you big much, and I'll see you. Oops, what am I doing? Good night and God bless, guys, and I'll speak to you later. To press stop, how do I get this up again? Where to get it? Just press stop. Ah.